And now back to your previously scheduled Jive Turkeys podcast.
And then the giant Pacific octopus. I don't know if you saw the thing about that. Pretty much it was this octopus that's 200 feet long. You'd think it would be not that hard to find a giant-ass octopus. However,
they've been coming up with giant squid lately, like big bastards.
Yeah,
coming up from the deep.
I remember when that got confirmed. Yeah. Everybody always thought giant squid, was a myth and stuff, and then they actually started catching it.
They caught one. It was like, holy shit.
I was like, okay then. The thing about the Forest Ranger story, though, is a lot of these kind of stories you could possibly write off as somebody being crazy because only they saw it. You could blame it on them being schizophrenic or a hallucination or something like that. But in this particular story, it fucked up his vehicle. And so he has some sort of
unless it's a fictional story.
True.
That he put out there meant to. I mean, with the whole onslaught of all these movies coming out, like the Blair Witch Project, where it's supposed to be true and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something that's following suit with that. Maybe it's fan fiction.
But it's possible.
But
either way, it's still an unnerving story.
You do have to. I mean, I know, like, you're probably passing this off as craziness, but at the same time, like, what if it did happen? I mean, like, what if, like...
Well, if it did happen, then cool, but I'm...
craziness, I think good possibility something like that could happen. I mean, think of how some kind of... I mean, it's beyond our comprehension, that's for sure, but if it did exist... I mean, it obviously knows how to fuck with people, like, hear the neighbors calling your name or your dogs barking. I mean, it knows how to fuck... I mean, it yeah, this is like that guy said in Tyson's report, this is something that's been there much longer than anybody else who came at it.
This is like deep in the woods.
Yeah, this is called a changeling.
Much like deep in the ocean, there are some things you can't explain.
This is like a changeling starring Angelina Jolie.
No, I think Nicolas Cage. Now, at the same time, like, again, you still feel sorry for these people. I mean, there's one lady. She killed her. This was a year or two ago. She killed her baby. Claimed it was possessed by a demon. And a lot of people think you're fucking crazy. You're going to the nut house. But at the same time, I felt a tiny bit of pity because I'm like, what if this lady was telling the truth? What if this baby?
God. I saw a movie similar to that.
Yeah, but not a movie. Like,
we need to talk about Kevin. Did any of you guys see that movie?
The kid was fucking possessed, and they're like, "We need to talk about this kid." And he's like,
we need to talk about Kevin.
Yes,
just watch that movie.
We need to talk.
The movie doesn't say he's possessed, but the movie starts out. This lady has a baby, and that child hates her, just absolutely hates her guts. But he's all nice and loves his dad. When his dad is around, he's so nice to his dad, and his dad always thinks that his wife is just embellishing on the things that her son does. But when the dad is not around, he absolutely hates her. He calls her names. He just does shit just to spite her. And I won't spoil the ending of the movie, but if you guys like movies like that, go watch. It's called We Need to Talk About Kevin.
You need to watch Joshua. Check that movie out. Okay. Yeah, it's got Sam Rockwell in it. And
John C. Reilly plays the dad, and we need to talk about Kevin.
Sam Rockwell plays the dad in Joshua, and basically Joshua is a sociopath. Like he's just.
I'm pretty sure Kevin was too.
And he's. I mean, and you realize, like, because he's like super intelligent, you just realize just like the angles he's playing, and just it's silly. Like you're like, holy shit.
Like how Cartman did and Scott Tenorman Must Die. Where at the very end of the episode, where you're like, oh, the chili, and you're laughing with the kid because you think he eats his pubes, and he's like, this is good chili, chef, and like you just stop laughing, like, what?
That was the first South Park episode I actually watched.
Same.
And I was like, holy shit! This is what I've been missing. What the hell?
But again, but at the same, so you do. I mean, you should feel sorry for some of the. I mean, like what? I mean, like what happened to you? Like how? I mean, you're in a lose situation. You have a demon child, and if you don't kill it, it's going to just destroy everything. Or you kill it and you go to prison for the rest of your life. What do you do?
You put it up for adoption and let it be someone else's fucking problem.
Exactly.
Seriously.
What's really sucks though, it's like that baby comes
at a bus stop and never look back.
What if she tried that though? Like she tried it and she got back home and she got up into the room And there it was.
And they're shooting that motherfucker. I wouldn't care if that. I would try the bus thing first. If that didn't work, it would just be like, all right.
Blunt instruments, because there's the word dent and accident.
Yeah.
but now that's actually a charge. Child neglect. Mm-hmm. If your child dies for any reason, you could potentially be charged with child neglect.
I don't know why that's funny.
No, that's why you start throwing your poo around. It's like they come into your house and your child's dead, and you
just start throwing your shit everywhere.
Just like write old religious.
It was
texts
the devil,
and poo, and just
you shall smite the devil from him.
Start speaking in tongues and Kali May, just shit put over fingers. You're going after the cop's chest. Kali May. We took a girl that lived with us. She lived next door. She was really dumb. This girl was dumb. I'm sorry.
Yes.
No, well, she decided that. Okay, the guy
mentally retarded or just limb hit.
There was something wrong. She just
Wait. Limb hit?
Yeah, fell out of the stupid tree and hit every limb on the way down.
Limb hit. I've never heard that before.
My parents use that expression.
I like that.
That's hilarious.
But
just a little limb hit.
But
so my parents say.
That's great.
But no, she decides the guy that she lived with before, because she was the girlfriend of their son, and she moved with them into the house next door.
Yeah.
Well, the guy was a truck driver, so he goes out because he's going to go take his truck. He had to go to work. He was going to go take his truck and hook up to his trailer and haul ass. It was after the weekend or whatever. Mm-hmm. He goes and cranks the truck up. She's stumbling around. She's underage. She's like 17. Mm-hmm. Before she's drinking, which is, these people were top notch. Thanks for moving next to me. So she decides that the best thing to do is to go stand behind the wheels of this truck to pee, because she didn't want anybody to see her, but she was outside. Instead of just going in the house, she went behind the wheels of the truck. Mm-hmm. So, of course, he starts to back up and runs over her leg.
Oh man!
It didn't break it.
Semi-truck?
Yeah, it didn't break it, but it tore skin off of it. Like, it was just pretty rough.
The semi-truck did not break her leg.
It did not break her leg.
She should fight in MMA.
So one thing leads to another. We had this roommate that we let stay with us. Just how dumb are you? I mean, really, it's a running truck. It's a running truck, and you're going to take a leak behind it. Right, so we took her snipe hunting one night because I was like, you know what? Because it was the 4th of July, and I was gonna have a couple of beers. I had the night off. I was gonna just get good and buzzed. That was my plan. But I got called back up to the store, and I was like, fuck. All right. I was like, leave my beer alone, because she was there by herself. And I was like, leave my beer alone. I went back to the store, was there for about an hour, came back to the house. She drank my beer.
All the beers.
All my beer. And I was like, you fucking bitch. And I told her that to her face. I'm like, you're a fucking bitch. I told you not to drink my fucking beer. She was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think you meant it.
Why would he say that if he didn't?
But no, well, she did leave me the half of one that I left. And that's the one she thought I meant, don't drink my beer, because that was my beer. The other ones weren't mine, but that one, the other ones that I paid for. So I decided we were going to take her snipe hunting and made her ask. We took her about 3 miles down the road into the woods. We just took off running. And of course, she took off running. I don't know where the hell she went, but it took her like, I don't know, 7 hours to get back home.
Oh my gosh.
I was so happy. My girlfriend at the time, though, she liked to take in some weird strays. Like, she ran into a girl that she went to school with that was a streetwalker now, and then brought her to the house. She's like, you don't need to do that. Here, I'll pay you to help me fold clothes or something.
She said, you don't have to put on that dress tonight.
And she brings her in her house. I was like, what are you bringing a prostitute into my fucking house for?
How much is she paying her to fold clothes? Because it sure as fuck ain't worth what she's already making.
No, we're talking $10, maybe $20, sessions. This girl wasn't really worth much more than that. And,
God!
So and I was like, why are you bringing this? Why are you bringing a prostitute into my house? This is where all of This is where all my valuables are, and she now knows where my house is. She knows what I have in my house. She scoped it. She's like, I didn't think about that. I was like, of course you fucking didn't, because you're a moron. Which is probably why we broke up. But
Well, I mean, you can only call a woman a moron so much before she just has it. You
I was
know?
like, well, you can't do stupid shit and not expect to be,
Called a moron.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
That's
go,
realistic.
you
there.
can't light your hand on fire and go, I didn't know it would burn. You're a fucking moron. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you? Use your fucking noodle. I think we as Americans need to take responsibility for the dumb shit we do. I'm tired of seeing warning labels on everything. Everything. I can't buy a stick of gum without the warning label on it telling me not to stick it up my ass.
Actually,
It may cause chafing. I don't want to see that shit.
actually, funniest warning label in my opinion was
or instructions.
it says warning: do not place extremities in waffle iron while in use. Oh. And I was like,
Which extremity?
that. But like, I wonder if some guy was like looking at like. I would love to be a psychiatrist and look at the thought process. I mean, I can just imagine. All right, got waffle irons on. This guy's staring at it. Zip. And you hear. So son of a.
I'm gonna get so much money out of this lawsuit.
One time I was hanging out with my cousin, and we were with his aunt from his dad's side of the family. She works at a glasses place. Fuck, what are those?
Like an
guys called?
optometrist?
Yes, she was an optometrist, and a bird shit on the car or something. I don't remember what spurred the conversation, but she went into telling us that if we ever got bird poop on our hands or near our eyes, don't get it in your eyes because it will make you go blind.
No.
It's
So
not
there's
like,
a
it's
fun
not like
fact for you.
it's not like regular poo where you just get pink
No,
eye.
it's got some sort of an acidic level, like on the
Like orange
like
juice?
something on the pH scale. It'll fuck your eyes.
Well, that's like so. When I was a little
God.
kid, I had to be 6 because I was in Palatka at this point.
Palatka.
Yeah, I lived in
Nice.
Palatka when I was 6 and 7,
There's some sweet ass lakes out that way.
and we actually lived right
Like Lake
behind.
Palatka.
We lived right behind the Holiday Inn in Palatka. If anybody knows where that is,
I know exactly
Yeah.
where that
I used to
is.
live right behind that, right
It's a
behind
bad
the.
neighborhood.
When I was there, it wasn't so bad. It went downhill after I left.
You know
I
what
kept that
that
shit in
means.
check. You know what I'm saying?
That's like, oh shit,
Jason's left off.
So,
because his mom kept dead babies in the garage and they had to get out of there.
So I'd seen horror movies up until this point, like stuff like Monkey Shines and
God.
random horror films that are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so, in my head, electrocution. Anytime you got electrocuted, you burn to death from the inside out. It was always somebody like smoking and their eyes were bursting and all that kind of stuff. So
It's like you catch on fire from your
inside, and then it's like a microwave or something. But anyway,
It's like a bad claymation.
so I was trying. I don't remember what I was trying to unplug, but I was trying to unplug an extension cord from something else, and I don't know what I was doing. I don't remember, but I was like, I could not get a grip on it. I was
Oh,
like,
my God.
And I'm sliding. So I bit.
Oh god!
I bit the plug to get a grip on it. And when I pulled, my cheek, my lip right here, just touched the prong. And it went, woo, and I just felt this energy pulse through the side of my face. And I went, and I freaked out. I was like, ah! Now, it had just rained. So in my logic, I was like, I'm going to burn to death from the inside. So I run outside to this puddle, and I'm splashing water into my mouth and into my face to keep myself from burning to death. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to be horribly disfigured. And my parents... I was just like...
That reminds me of an old. Like, you've all probably had the old NES.
Did your parents see you?
No.
I'll never be able to eat all that kid with my parents. Now you've all had a Sega Genesis or an NES back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Alright, you all probably know that if the cord, like if the little prong on the electrical port just got a little bit of dust on it, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So, well, of course we're kids and we're not allowed under the sink at the time. So, like, how do you clean it?
You lick it. And
And then,
Blow it.
well, yeah, we go.
yeah, me and Sam blew stuff. That's what we did.
Yeah, you did.
We didn't need no NES
Did you
game.
blow stuff together?
Just blew stuff.
No, see, we had to do it back to back. That way it wasn't gay.
Not sure how that works, but okay.
We don't need no NES
Their
or
butts
Sega
touched.
Genesis to blow things. We're old fashioned.
Anywho,
We just blew
so at this time, I'm like 4 or 5 years old, and I'm like, okay,
I had a
my
fucking
my
Game
dad
Boy.
came when dad would come in, he'd take the plug, plug it back in, and voila, it worked. So I'm like, oh, I'd try this out one time. Well, silly me, I forgot to turn off the power from yeah. And so I take the plug out of the back of the NES, and we'll be like, we'll be just like that. Well, what the fuck was that? And luckily, it's only like, it wasn't even like, it was like 6 volts. I mean, it was like, well, yeah.
It was enough to make you piss yourself.
But no, I mean, but it's like touching it's like touching a cattle like a cattle fence. It's like
9-volt battery.
It's like
I mean, it gives you a ting, but at the same time, you're like, what the fuck was that?
Speaking of electricity, my cousin's grandma on his dad's side lived on a farm, and they had an electric fence to keep their cow. I think it was cattle in. And so my cousin decided to touch the fence, and it was one of those fences where it sends a pulse. It wasn't constantly electrified.
Oh, nice.
So you could grab it with one hand and occasionally feel a little pulse go through your hand. And for whatever stupid ass reason, I decided to grab two different wires.
You completed the circuit.
And when that pulse came, it felt like somebody hit me in the chest with a baseball bat.
Yeah, it was
What are you about? You got anything for the 13
Um,
episode?
I have something that I could share real quick.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that real quick.
All right.
not your penis. Put it
No,
away.
no.
We don't want to see your waffle iron
so
burns.
creepy.
It's shaped like the letters or the number 6.
Oh my god, it's got a
That's
knife.
just because I jacked off that much.
It's got a knife.
It only looks like a bit knife.
Oh my god, it's winking at us.
No, I'm not going to answer that one. But has anybody heard of not really an urban legend, but a very, very old legend in America called the Jersey Devil?
Yes, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
so quite a few of you have heard of it. All right.
Where is it
Guess I'll
from?
just go.
Kentucky.
It's not New York and it's not Boston.
Are you talking about Snooki?
Joyzy.
Somewhere close to that.
Are we talking about Snooki?
Joyzy Devil.
I don't know, but it is the situation that we're dealing with.
Here's why I bring this up on our 13th episode. I'm gonna read the legend real quick.
Shit, wow, I can't believe you made that
But
reference.
this is why I brought it up on the 13th episode. It was said that Mother Leeds had 12 children, and finding that she was pregnant for the 13th time, started that this one would be the devil, or she stated that this one would be the devil, sorry. In 1735, Mother Leeds was in labor one stormy night. Everyone gathered around, her friends and family. Mother Leeds was supposedly a witch, and the child's father was the devil himself. The child was born normal, but then changed form. It changed form from a normal baby to a creature with hooves, a goat's head, bat wings, and a forked tail. It growled, screamed, then killed the midwife before flying up the chimney.
Before Hunter bit its head off.
And my iPhone just died. But that's pretty much
The
the
Jersey
legend of
Devil.
where it came from. But what makes this thing so interesting to me is in the early 1800s, when we first started to get colonies, there were, I mean, it's one thing for, one or two guys to go out in the woods and say, oh, we saw something, it scared us, blah, 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 and it starts a rumor, but there were entire towns and villages that would close down. Like, they knew when this thing was going to come because they claimed it would eat their livestock and, would take the children and stuff. Like, they would close all the businesses down, all the schools down, everything down, every establishment. Everybody would board up the windows. Like, it was serious. They did not take this shit lightly. But thousands of people, like, in small, or at least hundreds of people at a time, have claimed to have seen this thing within that time
Yeah,
period.
but then in the Salem witch trials, though, they, how many people claimed that people were witches and so many innocent people died.
Hey,
from
they
what?
were
Hey,
witches.
that creature eventually learned that if you develop into a Italianish looking person with a snowing accent, you could continue to rape, pillage, and plunder and close down businesses for extended periods. But yet at the same time be famous. And as we know now, it's called Snooki.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know about that. maybe John Gotti. You know what I'm saying?
Another American thing. I can't remember mythical eligible
Sorry,
creature. I can't
John.
remember the name of it, but it was it's you don't really hear much about it, but pretty much it's like a cliff dive. It's an old cliff thing. It would hang on the side of a cliff, and when it saw something, it would let go, slide on the side of the cliff, snatch up whatever it wanted, go back up the other cliff, and then it would hang itself, and it would catch itself and hang down, wait for its prey to come by.
Wow.
So essentially, this thing was like super fast because
So it's like a fast sloth.
something like that. But at the same time, I'm like, because all things start out.
It was a
need to have
sloth on
beginning.
skis. is
It
what
looked
you're
like a
saying.
sugar
Sloth
glider.
with a bloodlust.
It looked like a giant sugar glider.
A crackhead sloth with a bloodlust.
Giant sugar
wings.
glider.
Well, what's funny is that a lot of these things need to have like somehow get started. I mean, they don't. I mean, people.
Well, much like any legend like Mothman.
But the stuff,
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up next.
Well,
was
not
Mothman.
a lot of things like that. I think happen
That was
because an
pretty-
accident happens, something happens,
Yeah.
and somebody's like, "I got to make up something because I'm going to prison for this, or they're going to kill me for this. I got to come up with something good." And then you come in and you go, "Oh my god, a fucking creature!" Blah. Like what? What? They fucking did this and fucking did this. Come quick, come quick! And they're like, "What the fuck?" And you're like, "Hurry the fuck up, get the guns!" And you get in the truck and you draw ass on there. You're like, "It was right here. I swear to God, it was up there. It was hanging. It was just like, bam! And it came down. I was like, whew. And then Johnny was gone, man. He was just fucking gone, man. He was here 1 second. Now he's fucking gone. He's just gone, man. What the fuck happened to Johnny, man? He was just there. And I think, oh my god, dude, Johnny's down there. It took him off the fucking cliff, dude. It took him off the fucking cliff. He's got no blood in him, dude. No blood in him. What the fuck are we doing? They're like, dude, get away from there.
What's great about the Mothman, though, is
Sorry.
the Mothman never killed anyone. That was the funny part.
yeah, he never
This
killed
sounded
anybody,
very,
but there's
like,
a museum where they
pit
have a
of, like-
car where he supposedly attacked
you make up an
somebody,
urban
and there are,
legend?
like,
Yes, I did.
actual,
If Jason
like,
ever
claw
starts-
marks in the hood of the car, like you can see where it
Yeah,
looks
but at the
like
same
somebody
time,
ripped.
If Jason ever starts believing in the paranormal, we know he did something right.
Well, at the same time, the Mothman was at it was kind of funny because the Mothman attacked something, but again, at the same time, also drawn to light.
Yeah.
And so it's
Mothman
like,
fucked up a bridge and killed hundreds of people.
no, he didn't fuck up a bridge.
No, it was
was
more
like,
they saw
That's
him
Mothra.
see Godzilla in
Destroyed
theaters.
Tokyo. We're talking about America.
Well, Mothra came over to America. Actually, no, Godzilla is now coming to New York, so now New York is the new part
Yep,
of
and
Awesome movie, by the way.
and
Damn,
Brian
I haven't seen that yet.
Stop being...
Brian Cranston's gonna save us all.
What was it? It was like a American Dad or Family Guy. It was a funny thing they did on there, but it was just.
Is that the one where they get stuck in Tokyo?
Well, no, it was talking about, it was like the awards, like it was an award show or something, and it was like Bryan Cranston for whatever, and they just give him the award. He's like, yeah, okay. And walks off. It was like, yeah. He didn't even list anything. He was just like, yeah, okay.
You got some stories, Jacob?
Yeah, actually, I have real shit that happened on Friday the 13th.
This is not a Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it's not...
I know, but I'm just
This
saying,
is
like,
the 13th
it's still
episode,
13.
and it's Friday.
How many
It's not
stories
Friday,
have we
Saturday.
gone through?
Do what?
How many stories have we gone through?
Quite a few, but the Aztec Empire actually fell on August 13th, 1521.
Wow.
on a Friday.
It's hot, man. I'm trying to
it is
air out
pretty hot,
my
yeah.
nits. There's something about
start
there's
fucking
something about
stripping in here if we don't get some damn air.
Yeah.
there's something about 9 guys in a room together.
Wait, what?
Just something about 9 guys in a room that really makes you
Only
want to
5
Good
have
thing
been,
it's only 5.
only 5 have been talking.
Or
What are
the
the other
other
4
4,
doing? What do you think?
think, oh, one is repairing the...
Oh,
Well,
I was-
apparently, Jacob, you're not paying attention to what's happening down below.
Nothing's been happening.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
There's only 4 guys.
we've all been sword fighting. Most of us.
Alright.
Anyways, Conquistador Hernan Cortez and his Spanish military contingent. Yeah, led an expedition into South America to conquer and colonize the inland territory of the Aztec Empire in the name of the Spanish crown. The Spanish war
You
machine.
sure it wasn't the name of Jesus?
Well,
Jesus.
That's what I was thinking.
Jesus, I am.
Well, they're Catholics, dude.
Yo, worship Jesus Christ and pray to Mary. You don't know what that is? Shh. We're gonna make you learn. We're gonna make you learn. You read the Bible. You You learn. No, read English. We kill you. Oh, no, wait, they had Spanish. That's how that shit got started to begin with.
That's how far back that went, when even Spaniards spoke English. That's some scary shit.
That's how far it went back.
Christopher Columbus was like, yo, dog, what's happening?
What's up,
Yo,
brown
dog.
people?
What's up, brown inhabitants of this here continent? Yo, where the gold at?
We ain't brown, we red. How?
Yo, dog, be giving me that gold, make this grill, I'd be cutting your hands off.
How?
They gonna make a holiday after me as she is.
What do you mean? White people come to land and say, hey, dog. Dog is an animal. I am not a dog.
We can teach
What is your name? What is your name?
with fish.
Little dog.
We know not what this dog is. That is runs with food.
It's like, hey, just so you know, we love you guys so much, we're gonna make a trail out of you. We're gonna call it Trail Tears.
right.
Now walk down it, bitch.
That one is called shoots off at mouth.
Anyways,
This one is called Insensitive Topic.
Hey, they got their casinos, they're good.
fucking generic Indian voice or Native American voice.
Actually, I would be.
They
I
all
would
sound
laugh.
like this. Every one of us. And we want our land.
I would laugh because we're homeless problem's a big deal, and a lot of it's white people. So it would be funny if
It's
all these.
because we're getting our revenge for taking.
So what would be hilarious if the Native Americans said we will help the homeless people by giving them blankets. Loaded with smallpox, and then it's like they're going around like they were going.
Joke's on you, bitch.
He says as he pushes up his Armani suit with his gold Rolex.
I'm going to go get drunk.
So the Spanish invaded and collapsed the Aztec Empire. So
Yeah, well, everything's got to fall.
yeah,
Even my
like
erection.
America's
Not America. America will never fall.
America lasts forever.
No,
Actually, I've decided the best way for if the states will fall, that we will be made into Americans.
Well, I don't necessarily think it'll
the new
work that
Civil
way.
War, Americans
I
versus
think-
Americans.
I think if it comes down to that, the U.S. government, it's as a unit, will collapse.
Yeah.
But the state governments will still they'll probably still function in a somewhat,
Guys, we better stop talking about this. I mean, I'm sure the CIA is like getting little sniper
Oh,
guys.
fuck
painting
that. I
outside the
love
window.
this podcast.
We love America.
We're endorsed by the
No.
CIA.
I'm just saying that's it's if it's going to happen that way, because
I think the CIA should be the president.
the way this country's set up, Disney owns Marvel.
Yeah,
Since when?
since a while ago.
They've
Like
owned
2
it for a
years.
while.
Like all the military,
Like 2
like
years
now all the military has to
now.
dress up as stormtroopers. Like you don't even know what branch you are. You just have
Why
stormtroopers.
won't they do a good Conan series?
Because that's not because they leased Conan. They didn't actually own Conan.
I can see.
I didn't
I can
Dark
see-
Horse owns them now, don't they?
Yeah.
They lease it.
Pretty sure.
It's because it was written. It was actually a novel series that they just.
I actually on
know.
that the guy I work with he's an older dude, but he used to love Conan in his younger. Well, I mean he still loves Conan, but he brought me some old novels from the mid '60s to the early '70s
Nice.
of the old Conan novels that were reprinted from Howard and L. Sprague Disque.
Speaking of Star Wars stuff, there was a 6-year-old cancer patient that died just recently, and
That's not funny at all.
Well, that's why he didn't say it while
Yeah,
laughing.
that's why I wasn't laughing about it. No,
Are you talking about Batman?
he died, and they took the casket and put it in a carriage, but because the kid was such a Star Wars fanatic, like he loved Star Wars, so they had 2 people dressed up as stormtroopers, like following the carriage. I thought it was pretty.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Did you see the Make
His
a Wish?
pallbearers should have been stormtroopers.
Well, they were, they didn't have pallbearers. It was a horse-drawn carriage with the casket in it. So that was.
Oh, okay.
So
It should have been a speeder
They
bike.
walked behind it though, with even with the guns, the whole 9 yards. I mean, they were decked out.
That's
so
really
awesome.
cool.
Did you see about the kid?
Not a lot of good stuff.
The
like
Make a
that
Wish
happens.
Foundation took this kid. He had only like
His
about
casket
a month-
should have been
a couple months
like
to
a
live.
TIE fighter.
But they essentially
TIE
selected
fighter.
him, and his wish was to be Batman. That's all he
Oh
wanted
yeah, I
to
remember
be.
that story.
And they took I'm a very hard person to make me go, aw. I mean, I know we're just.
Isn't that the one where Batman showed up at his house and they
they redid the entire San Francisco. He stopped a villain.
Oh,
he
he
saved the
stopped the
damsel in
Riddler,
distress. He got the key to fucking San Francisco. He got to ride in a Batmobile. And got the fight with Bat, and
We need to go kick his ass. And steal that key to San Francisco.
well, he's probably dead now. So
That's a happy ending to a happy story.
so it probably would be that hard, like ripping up the coffin. Give me the key.
I thought you said
that's fucked up.
On this podcast.
Hey, you're the one who wanted to steal the key. But I
I didn't want story into fucking morbidity.
I want to talk about a kid
There
who
was,
died of cancer. That's fucking.
Well, who do you think they gave the key to?
Yeah, but
give it to
that was when he was Batman.
As Bat Kid, he was Bat
Robin.
Kid. No, he was Bat
Robin.
Kid. No, he was dressed. No, they gave him a legit multi-$1,000 bat suit. Like this thing was like, bam! I'm Batman, bitches.
Why didn't they spend that thousands of dollars on cancer treatment?
I don't
It's
know.
probably
Let's make a witch
probably
foundation.
gone. It
It was
didn't matter
it was
anymore.
probably to the point that it was incurable. It might have been in the brain, something like that. It was just what they.
But anywho, I mean, the story was so touching that I just had to like stop and be like, this is what makes me happy. That makes me believe that there is good in humanity left. But at the same time, I'm like,
There's
you know,
not. That's
No, I mean there's.
no, because like the citizens were in on it. Like the people who lived there were in on it. They were like, yeah, I mean, because they had the closed businesses, closed streets, and whatever, and they were like, yeah, sure, we'll close for a day. Why not? And then they were there.
It'd be funny if there's that one asshole who's like, I know what's happening, but I don't give a shit, and tried to ruin it for.
And of course, you know, they.
a real villain.
Yeah, just slide him in the head.
It's like I am the, or like he takes out like the villain's name was the trickster. So can you imagine him like knocking the trickster, like the villain out, dressing up as him, and he's like, "I got to you, trickster! Now I'm gonna punch you, and you're gonna fall over."
Just like
That is drop.
Oh, that's so wrong.
you're fucking up my business.
I'm trying to make money here.
Oh my god!
I got bills to pay, you little shit.
That's wrong. Jesus. We're all gonna burn in hell if there is a hell.
Hey, well, we're right now. It's definitely hot enough in here to be
Yeah. Hopefully there's good beer.
Speaking
now.
of silly stories, by the way, well, go ahead. You got more stories to tell. Go ahead and finish
Yeah.
yours.
I'm gonna lay on the bed here and let my fourth person do my work.
Okay, so the Royal Plaza Hotel in I think it's Thailand collapsed on August the 13th, 1993.
Damn.
Cool.
I was there.
Yeah, it killed 137 people and injured 277.
I want to dip my balls in it.
I was.
Wait, what?
That's from the state. I'm sorry. That was
Oh yeah,
that was a segment in the state that they used to do. It was
And
hilarious.
also, there was a kid at the Lowestoft Seafront Air Festival in England, and he was struck by lightning on August the 13th, 2010.
I was
And-
there.
It's like, you're not like really like, ooh, he just got struck by lightning.
He wasn't
But-
wafting a golf club in the air,
No.
was he? Okay, no.
He got struck by
It was
lightning.
13 golf clubs.
He had minor he had he had minor burns on his shoulder from where he got struck. But it was August 13th. It was Friday the 13th. The boy was 13 years old. He was struck at
Jesus
13:13 military time, which is 1:13, and it all took place on Friday the 13th.
And was the
Fuck.
Yeah,
the scar on his back from the lightning was in the shape of 13.
that'd be pretty funny. But
Actually,
I doubt
13
that.
stripes down his back.
Like, now we get to these coincidence things. Now, can you imagine, like, if it's not just a coincidence, like God said, you know what? I want to fuck up some kid's day.
It blackened 13 of his teeth.
Well, yeah, what if that's what it was like? Like, if there was a God and, like, he was having a shitty day, like, he woke up, like, he's got a headache, and,
He drank too much the night
Yeah,
before,
he
so he's
drank-
got a hangover.
Yeah,
He banged too
just-
many chicks.
He wakes over
That
and
wouldn't
he
make you
sees this cute little girl playing in the yard, and he's just like, you know what, bitch? Fries her ass. Yeah, that makes me feel a little better.
At least like I could sit at my desk with a smile on my face this morning.
Or, he's like, man, I fucking hate my day. And he looks over and he sees that hotel. You know what? Flick.
He crumbles to the ground.
Yeah.
I went through some planes. That was a bad reference. I'm sorry.
Wow, dude. That's fucked up.
Hey, you're the one who started this podcast. What does it make you feel?
I didn't like endorse making fun of kids that died with cancer and
I didn't. Tyson's the one who said he wanted to steal the key from him.
but he did.
I I
didn't
never
take it
said
that
that.
far, though.
No, he didn't.
I never said anything like that. Not even close.
But he didn't take it that
You have no proof.
Did you hear, there was a case in England. This is way off topic, but I just want to throw it out there real quick while he's reading. There was a case in England where for 6 months there's been a vandal that's been popping tires, and they couldn't figure out who the hell was doing it. They were like, but it was like every other day or so somebody's tires would get popped, and they were like, they kept searching. The cops over there were searching, trying to figure out who the fuck this vandal was. Apparently, it turned out it was a dog. It was
Wait, the dog was popping tires?
Yeah, it was a border collie, and apparently he had gotten hit by a car. So at one point or another, so the owner would take him out on walks, but unleashed.
That dog had a vendetta.
And he would, and it showed him on a street cam, and the dog just goes right after the fucking tire. And he said, well, he just thought he was out there smelling the tires, but if you watch, you can see the dog literally just bite the shit out of the tire. Just, so it was popping tires.
This one's smart ass
That's
border
a
collie.
tough ass.
What's that, Lassie?
Border collies are the
tires
smartest
are
dogs.
evil.
So.
That reminds me. Have you all heard of Gremlins?
Yeah.
Not like
Who hasn't heard of Gremlins?
Not like
No,
the movie,
the World
but
War.
like the World War II.
Yeah,
Gremlins.
that were on the wings of planes and they
Yeah.
tear up the planes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again,
No, what? Explain that.
Okay, well,
I've never heard of this.
but pretty much in WW2, and a way of explaining how a faulty plane, like there were a lot of faulty planes, crappy building,
Because
whatever.
they were put together by women in the States.
So the most significant. So
Sorry,
they put,
ladies.
So,
Oh my god.
There's some grandmother out there cursing you, Jason. Good job with that propeller.
So, in an effort to explain why these planes were falling apart, because they couldn't go back into the States and say, stop building our planes, bitches, because then no one would build our planes. So they go like, okay, so now we need to come up with another reason why we should blame for faulty planes. And they said, gremlins. What the fuck's a gremlin? Well, gremlins are these little mystical creatures that come over and they like to just fuck shit up. They're like poltergeists for planes.
There's a man on the
They'll
wing.
loosen a bolt.
There's a
or
man on the
they'll
wing.
Unhook a
There's a
wire.
man.
Well,
Now, is it possible that the gremlins were in fact a German experiment?
No.
Fuck you.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah. But pretty much,
It's not bullshit, it's real.
But much like I said before,
Why would
about
it be
a lot of
real?
the myths out there, it's something somebody was like, I can't go back and just I don't know how to explain what happened. It's like, you get the bubble underneath the little turret gun, and the guy's like, he accidentally shoots the tail wings, like boom. Oh shit!
Oh my god, there's a gremlin on the wing.
There's a fucking gremlin.
I got oh god.
I'm breaking up.
He just didn't want to go into work that day. He'd rather get shot down over Allied space than German. To shoot his own wing gun.
It was a gremlin. I swear. Actually, I always thought the gremlins were a pretty cool piece of folklore. There's this movie called Hardware. I don't know how hard it is to find or watch, but there's this movie called Hardware from the 80s, and there was this scene where, like, there's a girl changing through channels, and it changes to a channel, and it's got Gwar, but they're playing a Ministry song, it's Stigmata, and it's just hilarious to me. Like, I don't know, YouTube it. Thought I'd share that.
Yeah, they do that a lot. Like they'll throw one band up there, but throw somebody else's
and have
music.
somebody totally different playing
And it's
behind
like,
it.
what?
I
sure people are
I
paying
thought that was
attention.
cool, though. I was like, I wish Gwar would do a Ministry song. That'd be
They
pretty cool. What'd they do?
Alright, Jacob.
So what else you got?
Talk.
I've just got some like random stuff that for 13. There was like
13 farts. That's probably not 13.
That's 11. 2 more. Now you're 14 over. Start again.
Let me suck one in. That's the sound of air going in.
Okay, so you took back a fart.
Yes.
Cool.
I
So
sucked in a fart.
there were 13 people at the Last Supper, and it said that Judas Iscariot, the one who betrayed Jesus, was the 13th person.
Was he the last one to walk in?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay. All right.
Was he the last
I was
one
about to
to
say,
walk in or the
how
last
do you
one served?
even come up with that number?
That's why he
Jesus was
betrayed him.
like,
He was the
"Come
last
on,
one
man,
served. He's like,
traffic shitty today."
thirsty, and they're like, wait your turn. Son of a bitch.
All good things come.
He's talking about Mother Mary. All right. What else?
All good things come to.
There's
Wait.
also a Norse legend that has 12 gods sitting down to a banquet when the 13th uninvited god, Loki, shows up.
Wow.
Now, was that his name, or did he just come in low key?
Holy shit, Jason's on a fucking roll.
What's happening, y'all?
Okay, what happened?
Traditional. Well, you want to know what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Loki killed one of the other gods, which led to the events that eventually resulted in Ragnarok, the death of a bunch of gods, a slew of natural disasters, and the eradication of everything on Earth, save for 2 humans.
Now, question: if he killed
Adam and Eve.
he killed a god, wouldn't that just be 12 gods again?
I guess, but he's still the 13th one to show up.
Yes, but then he would kill one, so technically he would be the 12th one.
Maybe. I don't know.
Antonio Banderas was the 13th warrior.
Yes, he was.
That was a very unlucky movie
shit,
for him.
That's so creepy.
I like that movie though. I thought it was cool.
I was always afraid his Spanish
movie was
ass would
awesome.
come rolling up in my bedroom in the middle of the night and murder me.
What's his name?
I was just trying to play off what you said. That's really creepy.
Enrico Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
He doesn't have anything to do with 13, though. He's
No.
just Spanish.
It has everything to do with 13.
However,
Look up
the man that
13
killed his
Princess
father
Bride
had
and
6 fingers
13.
on one hand.
Oh shit.
Because he was a
That's
6-fingered
11
man.
fingers.
11 fingers is too shy of 13.
I'm the 11 finger.
And if you take 2 and got rid of the 1, it'd be 23, the number 23.
I'd rather not get rid of
Minus
one.
10.
All right, Jim. Let's calm down.
23 minus 10, which is how old he was when he was 10 years old.
23 is how many months that Jim spent with... Never mind.
Alright, let's go.
Anyways, traditionally, there used to be 13 steps leading up to the gallows.
Yeah.
And there were 13. How many
Multiply.
notches
13.
in the noose?
13. But now it's like 8, I think. Well, whenever they
It's actually
They
illegal.
downsized.
It's actually illegal in certain states to make a noose with 13.
Really?
Due to the recession, we had to cut back on notches.
Apollo 13 was the only unsuccessful moon mission.
Holy shit. Okay.
An oxygen tank exploded.
That's not
That's
entirely
fucked up,
true.
isn't it?
Because when I was
It's the
8...
only one intended.
Challenger.
It's
Challenger, yeah.
It was no. Listen. It was the only one that was intended to get man
I know.
on.
guys! Hey, what about the, most buildings don't have a 13th floor.
Yeah, that's true.
They do have a 13th floor, they just don't number it 13.
It's called floor 14. It's
You
called
just
no
don't
one.
like to talk
And
about
everyone who's on floor 14 knows what floor
It's called the
they're really
custodian's lounge.
Well, it's like the West Side Story. West Side Story. What's her name? The teacher's class who lives who's on the 13th floor, but she doesn't exist. But at the same time, they get out the other students, where all the other students know they exist, but they don't know. They
Yeah, I
exist.
never watched West Side Story.
No,
so
it's
let's
a
move on.
book.
on. There should be a missing
why
button
I'm
on
snapping
those
at
elevators. There should be a missing
Yeah,
button.
there should be a spot.
Yeah.
Like it should go 1, 2,
But it looks
3,
like somebody
4,
visibly plucked it out of the elevator.
Yeah, like there's
it's just like a spring.
There's just like a wire hanging there. If you touch it, it'll shock you.
Yeah, they have a warning label. Warning: 13 button will shock you once you get sued.
Are you sure you're not thinking of The Outsiders?
No, no, it's a book. It was called West Side Story. It was.
About
Are
the
you sure this
gangs?
is a play too?
Yeah, it's also a
West Side
musical.
Story.
It's a musical.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, there was a mass arrest and execution of the Knights Templar on Friday, October 13th.
Yeah, that was really
1307.
by assassins.
13. You sure it wasn't 1313?
That's 1313.
No, it was 1307.
1307.
That's not good enough.
Because
Hey,
13 minus 7
They should have
It's
waited
6.
6 more years.
and the 6-fingered man killed Inigo Montoya's father.
My father.
Prepare to die.
No,
Hey, man.
hey.
I got Andre the Giant on my side.
13
What's it gonna do,
plus
Wing?
7 is 20. Now, if you take the number of months at Curtin, which is 3, and you add that together,
23. How many times I had to watch The Princess Bride before I knew what the hell Andre the Giant was saying? 23.
you know how many episodes is this going to get to? 23.
I am the
Don't say
dread
that.
Roberts. I have come for your soul.
I promise that they will do a 23rd episode, and they will not stop with the 23rd references.
We're not going to do a 23 episode. We're just gonna get the audio from the
Actually, this one's not going to be the 13th. We're going to listen to
This is
the
actually,
14th.
I was going to say, this is actually episode 14.
This is going to have references to 13 all throughout it.
It's going to be called episode 14.
We're going to bleep out
episode.
every time the number 13 is said is going to be bleeped out in this episode.
We'll call it episode 14, the 13th.
Episode bleep.
Jason returns.
Episode redacted.
How about episode 14 in Roman numerals?
What? Numerals?
What's a numical?
Numero testicles.
That's when I number my testicles. I can remember how many I have. One,
Numericals.
3. Hey, don't get those 2 under your chin.
My numericals in my penis.
Everybody's heard the old superstition that if you have 13 letters in your name, you're bound to have the devil's luck.
Oh, that's
more likely be like a serial killer.
Are we talking about first name, or are we talking about name and
Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, Theodore Bundy, Albert DeSalvo. Yeah.
Is that including middle names or just first and last?
Just first and last.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, I think I have 13 letters in my complete name. Samuel Lee Lowe. And Lowe is spelled L-O-U-G-H. Hold on, let me count real quick. S-A-M-U-E-L-L-E-E.
14.
Okay, never mind. I was close.
So
that's why 666 is my lucky number.
J-A-C-O-B.
Oh!
What's your middle name, though?
Eric, it's like
the Viking.
Like Cartman.
I am destined to be a fat little angry child for the rest of my life.
I've only got 12.
You remember that
Oh, you
episode
sound so dejected.
I have 19.
Let's rename your letters. What do you get? I just change
more than
your
lucky.
name. Add a letter here or there.
Just add another S.
According to Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob SquarePants, there are 13 dirty words. I don't know what that means.
Oh yeah, that was the episode when he had the sailor words
Yeah.
that they bleeped them or they honked them all out.
Yep.
With
they had,
boat
a different
horns.
sound for each word. Like they had a dolphin chirp and a horn.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh my god.
That's awesome that was in that show.
Jake, did you ever watch SpongeBob, Jason?
Yeah.
I
used to
can't
watch
believe-
SpongeBob a lot.
All right.
The fact that we shared our
There was
last
somebody
week-
that hated it. I wasn't sure if that was you. If it was
No, it was
but-
Tim.
Well, we shared last week's podcast about who plays Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. That's
Yeah,
still
Clancy
looking-
Brown.
Yeah,
The Kurgan from Highlander did the voice for Mr. Crab.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you picture that big scary motherfucker?
That makes sense.
He was also the voice, or he was also the guy in Andy Dufresne.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
You're talking about the Green Mile, right?
No,
Or
no. Shawshank.
Shawshank
Redemption. He was the brutal cop, or not cop, but guard that beat the hell out of the queen.
You're good. You're good. It was just unplugged for the battery.
He beat up the queen. He's the one that crippled the. He was the ruthless guard. The one that almost threw him off the roof for talking about his wife.
I got you. But and my last one is on Friday, October the 13th, 1972. That was the day the Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 crashed into the Andes, killing 29 people. On the exact same day, 174 people were killed when a Soviet Aeroflot crashed in a lake about a kilometer from the runway.
On one Friday to the 13th in this particular county, there was a gas semi. What is a
tanker?
A gas tanker. Was in a wreck on the highway, and it exploded. And there's actually still the highway is still kind of rough where it melted, and everybody involved in that accident died, was burned to death.
And there were 13 of them.
That was there were only like 3 or 4, but that was on.
And it happened at
Friday the
1:13.
No, it happened at about.
You know what I mean?
This is fucking crazy. Christmas before last, I was going into Atlanta, and we were like in the middle of a traffic jam, and this dude had gotten over to like get into another lane, and where traffic was flowing a little bit better, and he went up, like I could literally see him because we stayed in the same lane. I saw him go so far up the road, and he careened off the road and hit the wall, and literally the car, it was like a piece of flint. It fucking exploded on impact. Like it looked like something out of a movie.
Damn,
Like
Sam.
it went.
Sam's Life by Michael Bay.
No, that would get very boring very fast. Oh, another explosion.
With scenes stolen
Wonder
from
what
the
happens when I
island.
checked my mail today.
Remember me?
I think I have to take a shit.
Hey, that's when he turned Super Saiyan for that
Speaking of which, I want to throw this out because I was sitting there this morning before I went to work, and I was catching Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
And they were
Like
playing,
a real man.
They were playing Dragon Ball Z.
Hell yeah.
And I've never been a fan of Dragon Ball Z.
But you finally love it now.
No, I don't. I don't. And I realize
just reaffirmed this hatred.
I
That's all
realize why. Because there's an android killing other androids or whatever and taking their abilities.
That's what men do.
Whoa. So you've got
13, I believe, right?
So yeah.
Yeah,
so,
there is.
So yeah, okay. So anyway, there's this whatever. It wasn't
Cell, I think.
Super Sai or whatever.
Describe it. Super Saiyan?
Super Saiyan. He was doing something. He was shooting it with power. He's like, I can't hold it forever. And he is unloading so much energy that people on the other side of the planet could feel how much energy is unloading. And it's just, and it's not stopping anything. So why bother? You're not stopping it. You never stop anything. There's flashing lights and energy flying everywhere, and nobody gets hurt. Nobody.
Everybody gets hurt.
It takes
Except
20.
everybody on Earth.
Everybody on Earth.
It takes like 27 episodes for one villain to fall, and you go, "What the fuck?"
You just don't understand the immense power that is being
screaming and
It just sounds
I was about to say 2/3 of those episodes are like those guys sitting on opposite sides of a field talking some shit. Like they sit there. So Vegeta, are you ready to fight? You know I am, Kakarot. They fight for like 3 or 4 minutes. They go back to each side of the field. I bet you're not ready to fight now. You bet your ass I am. Well, come over here, pussy. No, Kakarot. Bring your small dick here. And like then next week's episode on Dragon Ball Z.
Next week on Dragon Ball Z. Maybe somebody will actually punch someone.
The best villain of all time, because no matter how much screaming or power they took, was Kid Buu. He was so badass, he teleported himself to the Netherworld and was threatening to blow up the Netherworld. Why? Because he fucking wanted to.
I gotta be honest, and I don't mean this offense to anybody, but I was just referring to how much I hated this show. I don't want to step-by-step talk about it, man. Come on.
No, it's funny because, like, again, he stole all the energy from everyone in the universe. Still couldn't kill this guy. And the guy, and you know, he's like, oh.
That's the problem I have with it. It's like, what the hell? There's got to be some kind of death involved somewhere. Somebody's got to die with all this energy.
Before this whole Dragon Ball Z discussion because I'm seriously gonna have a stroke if I don't.
Oh, jeez.
Seriously, like this has been on my mind this whole conversation. There's gonna be a new game.
Thinking about this for 13
or at
minutes.
least it's a rumor. Like, go to Google and type in Dragon Ball Z new game realistic. Like they try. I don't know if this is actually going to come out, but there are screenshots of what it is supposed to look like. It's a new Dragon Ball Z game, and they're supposed to make all the characters look more like real people instead of, their little anime forms. And they are fucking creepy. They are disturbing. Like, they don't even look... Like, if you want to ruin your fucking childhood, Google this shit right now, because you are going...
I saw a weird picture of Cell that looked sort of realistic, and it was fucking creepy.
Yeah, I saw one of Frieza, and like, his eyes are like blood red, and like, he looks like really real, like his face looks more like... I don't know, it's pretty fucked up. Just thought I'd share that. That's been in the back of my mind this whole conversation, so I'd spit it out. Yeah. It's worth a Google anyway.
Sorry, Jason.
No, it's
even Jason, I think, could get a laugh
or
something out of this.
I'm done at this point. The heat is like killing. I'm going to die, and then I'm going to
try taking a poop in this room.
You took a poop.
Hang on.
Wait, what?
See, that's how good I am. You guys never even smelled it. Found out.
Oh, I see the markings.
It's on the floor.
I already told you that wasn't me.
Oh yeah, well Cassie told me otherwise.
It was her, I swear.
Oh, I can imagine that.
JK.
Paid her to do it.
That's a bad joke. You gotta
come on, Jacob. What are you afraid of? Mouth herpes or something?
Yeah, okay, that's more like what I was talking about, like that picture right there, and that one. Yeah. See, they are pretty fucked up looking, aren't they?
Oh, that's not the one that I saw.
It looks pretty badass, though. Yeah. Just keep scrolling to the left. You guys want to wrap this up?
Yeah.
How do you
Where are we gonna wrap it up from? Where are we coming from today?
Pasta.
The 13th universe.
From the 13th floor.
Of the 13th planet.
This is Jive Turkeys from the 13th floor of the 13th building on the 13th planet.
Of 13th Street.
On 13th Street.
Of the 13th city. Of the 13th state. Of the 13th country. We can go on this forever and ever. Eventually we'll end up to the 13th.
Guess how much we paid for this room? $13. Good night, everybody.
Bye.